Hello class, it's Miss Aarons here talking about 5.5 lecture, Multicellular Life. Key concepts here is that you should know that cells work together to carry out complex functions. First thing that we are going to talk about is multicellular organisms depend on interactions among different cell types. We have some different types of cells here. We have tissues, which are groups of cells that perform a similar function. We're going to have organs, which are a group of tissues that perform a specific or related function, and then we have organ systems that carry out, which are a group of organs that carry out similar functions. And here we actually have our cell, then we have our tissue, we have the whole organ, and then we have the different systems. We have the leaf system here and then the root system here. So that's just kind of the levels of organization there. You will have to know that tissues make up organs, organs make up organ systems. Specialized cells perform specific functions. Cells develop into mature forms through the process of cell differentiation. Because cells are different combinations of genes will be expressed, and cells' location in the embryos help determine how they will differentiate. So differentiate just means how they are going to be different. First off, we have skin cells here, and these skin cells are going to help prevent infection and dehydration. We have the middle ones here, which are going to be our bone cells, and these bone cells form a matrix that supports and protects our organs. And then we have our intestinal cells. And then these intestinal epithelia have large surface areas that increase absorption in the intestines. So all three are different types of cells, and they all have different, they're all located in different places, and they all have different functions. So that's just a really good example for you to get the big picture. Stem cells are unique to body cells. Stem cells have the ability to do three different types of things. We have the ability to divide and renew themselves over long periods of time. They have the ability to remain undifferentiated in forms, and they have the ability to develop into a variety of specialized cell types. When a stem cell divides, it forms either two stem cells or either one specialized cell, which is right here. So it either forms two stem cells or one stem cell and a specialized cell. And these stem cells will do the same thing, and these will do the same thing, and these ones will do the same thing, and so on and so forth. Stem cells are classified into three different types. We have the totipotent, which are stem cells that grow into other cell types. Only a fertilized egg and cells produced by the first few divisions of an embryo are going to be totipotent. We have the pluripotent, which are growing cells that will grow into any other type of cell except for a totipotent stem cell. And then we have the multipotent stem cell, which will grow only into cells that are closely related to this cell family. So we have a great example here. So we have the first one, which is going to be the totipotent, which is a fertilized egg. We have the pluripotent, which is going to be the embryonic stem cell, so that's going to be able to grow into almost any other type of cell. And then we have the multipotent, which is going to be an example. The cell type would be an adult stem cell, and it's only going to be able to grow into closely related cells. So this picture is actually also on page 146, and it'd be a really great tool for you to use as well. Some more information about stem cells. Stem cells do come from adult as well as embryos. Adult stem cells can be hard to isolate and grow. The use of adult stem cells is to prevent transplant rejection. So what does that mean is if you know anybody that got a kidney transplant or liver transplant, anything like that, sometimes their body may reject their new organ. So they're actually using adult stem cells to help stop that rejection process. The use of embryonic stem cells raises ethical issues, and in your book it talks about a lot about the ethical issues that it may cause, just because most of the embryonic stem cells come from donated embryos in specific clinics, and that they're used for in vitro fertilization, which in vitro fertilization, we talked about this already as well earlier this year, is that when the baby is made outside the woman's body. So some of those are, I guess, people frown upon and stuff like that. The stem cells are taken from a cluster of undifferentiated cells in a 3 to 5 day old embryo. So they are that's another thing, is just taking something from, it's pretty much taking life for life. So that's the ethical issues it raises. Embryonic stem cells are pluripotent, so they grow indefinitely in culture. So once you have a couple, you can keep growing and growing and growing them. And here's an example of that. That picture is also on page 147. In the caption below it says, first an egg is fertilized by a sperm in a petri dish. The egg divides, forming a new inner cell mass. The cells are then removed and grow within nutrients. Scientists try to control how the cells specialize by adding and removing certain molecules. So it's all just a big test. The uses for stem cells offers currently realized and potential benefits. Stem cells have been used to help treat patients with leukemia and lymphoma, and it also is looking to help cure diseases and replace damaged organs. For instance, they're looking at curing diabetes, and that will look in the pancreas, and it will replace non-working cells in the pancreas will be replaced by the healthy growing cells. So then hopefully it'll stop diabetes. And stem cells may revolutionize the drug development process. They're saying some new research is showing that testing new drugs on stem cells might benefit and might make sure that the drugs are actually work. But again, all this new research costs a lot of time and money, so who knows how far they will actually get, as well as the ethical issues that it raises. So that is the end of lecture 5.5. Things you need to study for your test. Really review over mitosis. Make sure you know the process of mitosis with the anaphase, telophase, prophase, and metaphase, cytokinesis. You need to make sure you know the different parts of the chromosome structure, because we're going to go through that even more in depth. Make sure you know the cell cycle. What happens in the cell cycle? G1, S, G2. Again, looking at your vocab for these past 3 sections, because vocab is going to be a big factor on your test this time. So know your vocab. I will have the study guide out to you. Have a great day.